Clips members Pusha T and No Malice just released their new album, Let God Sort 'Em Out, and I have the
yellow diamonds look like PP
line stuck in my head, so that's pretty cool. But today we're going to be ranking every single song from the new album, and I'm just going to be putting it into this tier list. Pretty standard tier list. At the top of it, we do have that best song on the album tier. That's only for one song, obviously my favorite song on the project. And with that being said, let's get into it. The first song was with John Legend. It was called, The Birds Don't Sing. Did forget the name for a split second, but we good. I think the John Legend feature was solid. Pretty expected feature from him. He delivered some very soulful, beautiful singing. I loved how cinematic this song was. I think the piano chords really kind of brought that type of feel to it. With that being said, I don't think it was anything crazy. I feel like it's kind of an expected Pusha T, No Malice song, but it definitely set up the album well and showed listeners right away what type of sound they were going to be hearing. I think it was good. Next song we have here is Chains and Whips. Now I will say I did hear the leak to this song before the actual album and track came out. And whenever you hear leaks, I will say the album experience then is not quite as exciting as it would have been if everything was new and refreshing and unexpected. It's still an amazing song though. You have a great Kendrick feature, not my favorite on the entire album, I'll get to that later, but it's still amazing. I think the therapy line was one of the coolest, best lines on the song, but also the entire project. I think, and maybe I'm thinking too far into it, but even though it's just one single line, I feel like it connects the transfer over from Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers to GNX really, really well. I don't know. With that being said though, the beat is also ridiculously hard. That's the main thing I like about this song, honestly. All the industrial sounds that don't seem like they'd go together, going together, it just makes for such a unique, unpredictable sound. Next we have POV, which had another highly anticipated feature going into this. That was Tyler, the Creator. I think it was a phenomenal verse. I mean, the Flower Boy line with the bees sting. I have a horrible memory. Sorry, I'm not remembering these lines exactly. I'll put it up on the screen. But that line was ridiculous. Also, the God needs to play me in my biopic, just like that ultra ridiculous confidence, I think was cool, a little clever. So I love the Tyler verse. I think he had good energy on it. I also think Pusha T and No Malice had great performances. The beat was good. You had a cool beat switch. Overall, I think this was also an amazing song. So Be It was one of the singles from this album, and sonically, it sounded great. Once again, you have Pusha T and No Malice coming in with that very menacing delivery and energy, which just fits perfectly with these types of songs and subject matter. The beat also had some reverse sound work to it, which is always a cool little effect to add. But I don't know, the whole Travis Scott angle, it was a little weird. It was a little odd. Pretty much what Pusha T was saying was, haha, your girlfriend broke up with you and you cried about it. Like, seems pretty normal to me. I don't know. That's a pretty normal reaction. I don't think that's really embarrassing like Pusha T was alluding, especially like Travis Scott had a kid with that woman. I'd cry too. That's a pretty unfortunate situation. So I don't know. I just feel like there wasn't really anything there, but Pusha T was trying to make it like there was. And that's a little bit corny. It is. It's a little like attention seeking. It's not great. So because that was about half this song and it just was really odd to me, I do think I have to deduct it some points. If that subject matter wasn't there, if that topic wasn't there, I think I'd still put it in the amazing tier because sonically, really, it is great. But because of that subject, I think I am going to lower it one tier. Next track we got here is Ace Trumpets. This was the second single on the album, and I love this song. This is one of my favorites on the entire project. When this song first came out, it got me super excited for the album along with the feature list, and I'm still loving it. This is also where we got the iconic line, yellow diamonds look like pee-pee. To start a verse like that is just the most hilarious thing ever. Besides that, the production, the synth work on this song, but also on the entire album is ridiculous. I need more Pusha T and No Malice on synth beats because those ended up being like my favorite songs. The synth work was ridiculous on the song, on the album. I think it was mainly Pharrell who did that work, so like good job to you. Really, I loved all the synth work on this project and on this song. It was just a great example of that. Now we have All Things Considered. I do think at this point in the track list, it fell off a little bit. I think those first 4 or 5 songs were just hit after hit after hit, some of the best tracks on the entire album. And now in this middle section, it got not bad, not even close to bad, but it just got a little bit less memorable. The song we have all things considered, I think is just an average song. I didn't really like the hook too much. It was very auto-tune heavy, and I'm fine with that. Like Travis Scott, for example, I love a lot of his songs. He uses auto-tune like crazy, but I just don't really think it fit with this track, like that heavy of a usage of it. Besides that, the outro from, who is it? It was The Dream. I was about to say The Game. I knew it wasn't The Game though. I didn't like the outro from The Dream either. The voice effects that artist used kind of also were just kind of weird to me. Didn't really fit with the song. So I don't think it was a bad song. I do think it was a flawed song though. I still think the verses were good, so that's why it's just an average for me. Next song is MTBTTF, I think? Yes, okay, I was thinking MBDTF when I saw that song, but anyway, I think this was just like a classic Pusha T song, No Malice song. It's just a very hard-hitting beat, hard-hitting verses. It wasn't anything super new that they were trying here. They kind of just stuck to the already proven formula, and while I wouldn't want that for like an entire project, it's cool for a song. It's definitely a solid, good track. Next song is another acronym, I don't remember. EBITDA. I was never gonna remember that. They're killing me with these acronyms. Despite not remembering the name of the song, I did very much enjoy it. It was a bit of a change of pace. It was a much faster paced song, especially in the production. You had some really speedy drums, and I think that was nice, especially in the context of the overall album, listening to it front to back in full. It kept it, refreshing and new and didn't make it get too repetitive. So I always like that when the artist decides to switch it up a little bit, provide something that's a little bit new. I'd put this in good, but I think it's a higher good. It's definitely higher than some of the other songs in good. Fico, F-I-C-O, featuring Stove God Cooks. I love Stove God Cooks. I think he has all the potential in the world. He has great rapping ability. He's another coke rapper, but he also has like a sneaky melodic ability too. He can sing, genuinely, and he has such a unique voice. He's not releasing music though, which is really annoying. He has one album out, and it's a collab album. It's not even a solo studio album project. I don't know what he's doing. It just seems like he's throwing away his talent, and that is frustrating. Really, really annoying. But on this song, he had one small little hook. It wasn't anything too crazy. He did showcase, though, that unique voice for sure. Besides that, the song had a pretty cool sample flip in the production, which is always nice. I think it was a good song. Now with these last 4 songs, I think this is where the album starts to pick up again, just like those first 4 or 5 songs. The next one we have is Inglorious Bastards. I love the old-timey sounding horns on this. It kind of reminds me of Dreamin' of the Past a little bit on Pusha T's last project, just with that old-timey kind of vintage feel. I love songs like these. I would put this in, I don't think it's quite amazing. I feel like it's better than all the songs I currently have in good, but worse than all the songs I currently have in amazing. So I think I'm gonna put it in high good, just because amazing tier is really, it's for the best of the best. I don't want to oversaturate that tier. So it's good, but it's really at the top of good, almost on amazing, in my opinion. So far ahead, I love this song. I love this song so much. This is what Pusha T does so well. He could make something that's super beautiful and super catchy, and then just the hardest shit you've ever heard in the same song. This song has the most beautiful gospel sounding hook from Pharrell. And then you have those heavy synths that just turn this beat into the hardest thing you've ever heard. It's what I love so much about Pusha T. I love this song. It's still not my favorite. We're still getting to that, but it's definitely in that amazing tier for me. It was one of the strongest tracks on the entire album. And here we go. Finally, the best song in my eyes comes in with Let God Sort 'Em Out / Chandeliers. This was my favorite song on the entire album. It's also where you had the Nas feature, which ended up being my favorite feature on the entire project, above Kendrick's, above Tyler's. I think he absolutely flowed on the beat. I think it was a great idea to also coincide the beat switch with his feature. That was so hype. And once again, heavy synth work. I need more Pusha T on synths, because this was like one of the I loved it. It's a match made in heaven. It's so hard. It's perfect for this type of subject matter and lyrics and Pusha T's energy and No Malice's energy. It works perfectly. I need more of that sound. It was one of my favorite beat switches of the entire year. I mean, I love this song so much. I think it's a perfect song. There's not one thing I'd change about it. Even how the synth notes change, like everything about this song, to me, is perfect. Oh man, Nas flowed on that beat so well. Now at the last song of this album, By the Grace of God, similarly to how I said I needed to hear more Pusha T and No Malice on heavy synth beats, I also need to hear them more on gospel-inspired beats, because every time Pusha T ventures into that territory, it's amazing. This song, So Far Ahead, the other song on this album, which was gospel-inspired, and I put that in the amazing tier, plus with Pusha T's last album, you could even go back to It's Almost Dry, where he had, I think it was called I Pray For You, the song that featured No Malice and Labyrinth, I believe. That was one of my favorite songs on It's Almost Dry. So every time he's done it, it's been great. And I think the reason why is because it's just such a weird thing. You wouldn't think a coke rapper like Pusha T, known for being a very menacing rapper, would fit so well with heavenly, beautiful gospel sounding tracks. I mean, it's weird, but it works so well. And I think that's what makes Pusha T stick out compared to other coke rappers. I think he needs to do that much, much more. And I think it'll really, really pay off. I think he has something to offer there. Besides that, I love how this track coincided with the first track in terms of both of them sounding very cinematic. They even both had those heavy piano chords, which was pretty cool. I thought this song was amazing. I really enjoyed it, and I really enjoyed the entire project.